Alright guys, so today we're going to be reacting to why guns must be banned now by JP Awaken. Make sure that you like and subscribe. We're almost there in 1,000 subscribers. A lot of people has been subscribing and I really appreciate it. Okay, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the notification button and let's go. Why guns must be banned now.
So what do you think about what's going on? Well, in response to the mass shooting, just as the media is directing me to, I'd like to jump to the conclusion that we should ban all guns before I have a chance to think about how that only affects law-abiding citizens while doing nothing to address the underlying cause of mental illness and evil behind mass shootings.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
truth
I
here.
think we should ban guns too. Yes, it would make a lot of sense to have people with guns
Yeah,
take
it's
our
like an amendment
guns.
here.
But sometimes I think, whoa, wait a minute there, extremists, just hear me out. Sometimes I think if they want to outlaw guns in order to prevent murder, why don't they just outlaw murder? They already have. And the criminals still break the law? They do. Then are we sure the criminals that break the law would be willing to just obey a new law about guns? I think we're supposed to just think so. I mean, I can only assume that someone who's willing to murder another person would probably have a moral compass that says, hey, killing a person is great and all, but possessing an object I'm not supposed to,
I'm not
that's
that
just
old.
crossing a line. Not gonna do it. Makes sense when we look at it through the lens of that very limited, unlikely perspective. Sure does. Instead of waiting for the leftists who
does.
politicize the tragic loss of life to convince the media to
Okay, so this is where the ignorance start. Kamala Harris calls for assault weapons ban, and this is where politicians start talking a lot of nonsense. When it comes to banning guns, remember you're only targeting law-abiding citizens. Okay? You're not targeting criminals. Criminals can find guns with no problem. Okay? Every time you pass a law, you're passing a law to just make it harder for me to get a gun. A law-abiding citizen. The person that does not have problem, committed a crime, what is illegal is gonna do it. And we've seen how bad they can do it. So, interesting politicians should throw in things.
convince the masses, to convince the government to confiscate our guns. Maybe we should just voluntarily turn in our guns. Yes, and maybe we should turn in all our food and private property rights too, just to be safe. I'm pretty sure that's already in process. You know, one alternative theory to what the media is telling us... Whoa, hold it right there, extremist. Good point. But just stay with me for a second on this one. One theory is that power-hungry authoritarians use PSYOP programs like MK Ultra to program mentally unstable people to do mass shootings so the authoritarians can then politicize them and justify to the public why guns are being taken. And then they have total tyrannical control over citizens.
Hold on. Let me back up a little bit on that one. What? He went a little Alex Jones there.
Mentally unstable people, power-hungry authoritarians use PSYOP programs like MK Ultra to program...
MK Ultra, what is that? MK Ultra. MK Ultra. What is that?
mentally unstable people to do mass shootings so the authoritarians can then politicize them and justify to the public why guns are being taken. And then they have total tyrannical control over citizens who cannot defend themselves against them. Okay, Mr. Tinfoil Hat. Now, PSYOPs and MK Ultra might be proven programs that the government has used, but they're just conspiracy theories. You think so? Yeah, I think calling those realities conspiracy theories, as they're subjects that I do not understand, is a viable way of engaging in intellectual discourse about them so that I don't have to do any research beyond the current level of knowledge that I already have. I'd also like to discount those realities as conspiracy theories because it's just easier than starting the journey of learning about what I don't currently know about. And by being unwilling to learn about anything new, that's how we grow more certain of ourselves. Hey, what's your favorite conspiracy theory? Calculus. I don't know anything about it, and I feel completely unwilling to learn. What about you? The clitoris is my favorite conspiracy theory.
Clitoris?
I've never found one, and I have no ambition to learn where they actually exist at. Well, in addition to claiming they don't exist, I speculate that one day they'll find them on pregnant men somewhere. But do you know what doesn't sit well with me? I don't know, like the stone cold hard reality of XY chromosomes and XX chromosomes? Also a conspiracy theory, so no. But it's just that if authoritarians with guns keep telling us that guns are so bad, why do they need guns? I mean, probably just so they can use them. True. But have you ever heard of history? I don't read books, I just burn them. Thank you for your censorship. But I accidentally...
Oh, okay, I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. It's very hard to understand, to explain what he's doing, but he's using not logical fallacy. He's using a way to make sense, right? Way you're following, but then he break you with like a truth, right? He break you like a truth. Very smart.
Accidentally learned about history once, and when I did, I learned that only tyrannical regimes disarm their populations. And when they do, those governments inflict terrible control, violence, and killing onto their now disarmed populations. For example, in 1911, Turkey established gun control. And then from 1915 to 1917, 1.5 million Armenians, now unable to defend themselves, were rounded up and exterminated. And in 1929, the Soviet Union established gun control. Then from 1929 to 1953, 20 million people, unable to defend themselves, were rounded up and exterminated.
Wow, that's
What
crazy.
do you mean exterminated? Murdered. Oh, well, those are just two examples. And China established gun control in 1935. Then from 1948 to 1952, 20 million political dissidents, unable to defend themselves, were rounded up and killed. Oh, and the people in China still exist under a brutal regime today. Oh, wait a minute. Germany also established gun control in 1938. And then from 1939 to 1945, 13 million Jews and others who were unable to defend themselves were rounded up and exterminated. Huh. I wonder if Hitler purposely disarmed the population so he could tyrannically take over and kill all people opposed to him. It's probably just a coincidence. But also Cambodia established gun control in 1956. Then from 1975 to 1977, 1 million educated people were rounded up and killed because they were unable to defend themselves. Is my shirt on straight? Yep, good. And Guatemala established gun control in 1964. Then from 1964 to 1981, 100,000 Mayan Indians, unable to defend themselves, were rounded up and exterminated. Oh, and it's probably not significant, but Uganda established gun control in 1970. Then from 1971 to 1979, 300,000 Christians, unable to defend themselves, were rounded up and exterminated.
Oh, man,
56 million people rounded.
It's the pattern of disarming a population to exterminate it. It's insane. It's a very, very common practice.
Up and exterminated in the 20th century because of gun control? Yeah, apparently. But that could never happen here. Yeah, that's what all those people throughout history said. But it couldn't ever really happen here. They said that too. But seriously, I mean, that couldn't ever really happen here. Oh, well, when you put it like that, I'm convinced. Yeah, and besides, the authoritarians that want to ban guns in our country are saying it's for our protection. I can only assume that in all those authoritarian regimes that you mentioned that did all the killing, that they had a different, honest message for their populations about why they were being disarmed. You think? Yeah, it was probably something like, hey, we're gonna take all your guns so that we can control every aspect of your life and easily kill those of you who don't comply. No, it says here all those regimes also had a we're banning guns for your protection type of messaging too. Don't be a conspirament theorist. Another good point. Then that means this history book must be inaccurate, because it reveals a pattern that's currently unfolding in this country that's uncomfortable to think about. Exactly. That's totally false. We should 100% turn in all our guns. Like, ban them all. Yeah, I feel the coercion to agree with you. But do you think an even better idea could be that if the authoritarians with guns turn in their guns first, and then we, the people, turn in our guns? No, it just feels easier to trust the people that we know lie to us on a consistent basis. Just imagine how much better off we'll be without the only constitutional right that allows us to protect ourselves. Yeah, and if history has taught us anything, which it hasn't, it's that banning guns will work out much differently this time. Yep. Can't wait. Hey.
Good. Mwah. Beautiful, man. The way, JP, the way you put it all together, there's something about your magic. That the way you put this thing together, man, is amazing. Amazing. It's and it seems like it's a very hard skill. And I don't want to say hard skill, hard to master because it looks simple. See what I'm saying? The way he put all these ideas is just keep you engaged and try to put both sides of the argument in a comedian parody. It's like a Twilight song. And of course, he's more to the right side of the things, right? More a libertarian. He's not a Republican, he's a libertarian. Beautiful. I think banning guns and just relying, it's like the money. Why are you giving your money? Why are you giving taxes to the government when you know they lie, they steal, they're responsible? But then you just giving them all your rights, right? Or allow them to just keep putting regulations in a lot of these things. For what? Keep lying to you? So you have to have a low sense of self to just allow these things to just go through. That's my opinion. Beautiful. I'm gonna react to another one after this one because he has some good stuff. Sometimes I'm reacting to a lot of stuff, but when it comes to JP, I need to just look for those juicy videos and just, instead of watching them, react to them. Shout out to JP. Let me know what you guys think. Am I missing any details? I know he mentioned some couple things in the beginning, and I can look them up and see what I can learn from that. Because there's a lot of things here that I know the basics, but getting deeper into the reasons why a lot of these things sounds juicy and sweet candy for these politicians want to be to push so much that it sounds like like a false alarm. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to that 1,000 subscriber. Have a good night. Good one.